Okay, in this video I'm going to be covering some of the miscellaneous tests and stuff I've done with the Mobula7. And as you can see right off the bat here, the first thing I did is I reversed the props. A lot of people are curious about that because it came as a standard props in where they would rotate in towards the center or the camera area like this. And I reversed them so they go the other way. And obviously you could just take the props off and go into BLHeli Suite and reverse them via software, but all I did, because these are on plugs, all I did was I actually unplugged them and I physically moved the motors without actually taking the prop off, because I think taking the props off and on is kind of a hassle, and also makes the prop looser if you do that. So and actually it only took me about 5 minutes. I just unplugged all the plugs. It's very convenient. Unscrewed the motor and swapped them, and I actually swapped them front to back, so I moved the back motors to the front on both sides. And then of course you go into Betaflight configurator and you tell that the configurator that you're running props in reverse, so it's going in this direction. And that's pretty much all I have to do, and I flew it like that for it'll be in the flight where I'm running the two 300 milliamp hour batteries. I'll talk about the battery test here in a second. And I think that it does help with the washouts. Now, I wasn't getting a full washout even before I reversed the props. I was getting like a dip, and that seems to have gone away. So if you're getting some sort of issues with dipping or yaw washout, I would try and reverse the props here like I did here and see if that helps you. I know the Beta 75X and 65X are running that way. And there's debate as whether or not that's worth it or not, but at least for me it seems to have made a slight improvement. You can be the judge of that for yourself and try it out. Pretty easy to do. You just have to swap the motors. Don't have to take any props off. Don't have to mess with the software. Just have to change the prop rotation in Betaflight configurator. And that's pretty much it. So about a 5-minute swap if you want to do that. Didn't take very long at all. Now I'm going to talk about some of the battery tests I did. First, before I get into that, actually, there's a little 3D printed part that I switched to. And you probably saw this on one of my Facebook posts. This little part here is designed by Robert Thompson. He's been pumping out a lot of interesting designs. It's a replacement part for this little battery holder, and this one has these little notches here that will hold the battery holder in place inside the cage here like this, so it won't pop out like the red one. When you change your batteries, this will just pop out. This one actually will stay in, and this will hold two 1S batteries. So it also weighs a little bit less, about 0.3 grams less. This is 1 gram. This is about 0.7 grams. Because obviously you got some cutouts here. You know, it looks lighter, as well as TP printed part, and yeah, save a little bit of weight, and you don't have to you don't have to worry about losing the part because it'll stay with the quad when you swap your batteries. It won't fall out somewhere in the grass or whatever. So I'll put a link in the description for this part. It's on Thingiverse already, and I definitely would recommend throwing Robert a little donation if you like this part and you use it. So on to the next part here. Okay, a bunch of battery tests I did. So people asked me to try the two 300 milliamp hour Beta FPV batteries, and I did do that. Power is about the same, just weigh a little more. And actually, I should move my scale out and show you the weights of all this stuff as they are, because it does weigh a little bit more than the standard config. So the standard config here with the regular batteries, and you've seen that flight already, the 250s I came with. I was using the new battery adapter, and that one came in at 41 grams all up weight here. And then if we swap in the Beta FPV batteries, now the weight comes in at 43 grams, so it's 2 grams more. And you can feel that the tune's different, so you get more bounce backs and flips and rolls when you're using the Beta FPV batteries. So I didn't retune. I didn't do any tuning at all. It's the same tune from before, and you'll probably need to retune if you do end up using these batteries. They again, it weighs 2 grams more. You get about 15 to 20 seconds more flight time. I'll show you all the full flights at the end of the video if you care to watch all those. They're kind of boring. It's like, I think I got about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, whereas I usually get a little bit under 4 minutes on the regular battery, so you get a little bit more flight time. The power seems about the same to me, so you get maybe a little bit more power, but you also get a little bit more weight. So I'm not sure if it's really worth it to go with the bigger batteries. I think the 250s is probably still optimal. So that was that test. I did another test where I ran one 450 by itself in a 1S configuration. And of course, you don't need an adapter. The 1S just slides right in. This is what it was designed for. But you need this little plug here. And basically, it's one of the ends of the plugs right here of this battery. And you just solder on you basically solder the red and the black together, so it closes the circuit. So obviously one plug is going to go into the 1S battery, and the other one, this other plug here, will close the circuit. So it'll act as a 1S unit into the flight controller, and then it'll power on. So it'll also power on via 1S or 2S. And let me just show you the way of this setup here with the little adapter, and it's coming at about 40 grams. And to be honest, it's basically it just feels like the Snapper 7. It's about the same weight as the Snapper 7. Similar battery, the 450 size, everything. So the motors are a little bit different config. Obviously the 08, 02 versus I think the 07, 03s. So slightly different flight feel. I honestly would not run this on 1S. It's just, you might as well just fly the Snapper 7 if you have one of those. But you can do that if you want. It flies a little bit slower. It's a little more docile. Obviously, 1S versus 2S. This was really meant for 2S. So I would recommend sticking to that, because you can always fly it slower on 2S if you want to. Flight time also was not a whole lot longer, I think. I can't remember exactly. You'll see that flight as well. I think it was maybe a little bit longer, 30 seconds or something like that. Just watch that flight. You'll see how long it was in that flight. It was a little bit longer because I was kind of flying slow in that flight. But yeah, if you want to do 1S, you can definitely do that. But I personally wouldn't actually run that. I wouldn't recommend running that if you were curious about that. And then the last config was I ran two 450s like this in a 2S config, and I ran a little rubber band here. I think I posted a picture about that somewhere on Facebook. Oh, if not, I'll put a picture here on the video. And yeah, I guess people were wondering, do you get a longer flight time or power or whatever? And the answer basically is, I don't think it's really worth it. So in this setup here with two 450s, it's coming in pretty heavy, 52.7 grams. Yeah, the flight time was a little bit longer. I think maybe maybe 15-20 seconds longer, and not a whole lot longer. So yeah, I honestly, and it was a lot heavier, so you couldn't really do any acrobatic moves like flips or rolls. It would just fall to the ground really quickly because these motors aren't really, they're not as big as the ones on the 75X. So yeah, this setup here, I would again just stick to the two 250s. Again, I think that's optimal. I think they've done all the tests on this before to see which were the optimal size, motor, and all that for this setup here. I think the stock battery is the way to go. I mean, you could run this if you want, but you're not really getting a longer flight time, and it just feels sluggish. So I don't think there's really much point in going to two 450s in a 2S setup. Anyway, so that's all the tests I did so far. If you guys have any more suggestions and other tests that you'd like to see with the Mobula7 that you haven't seen yet, let me know. I'll try and make another video later if there's a lot of interest, or something that I missed that I need to actually test out. But these are some of the things I didn't actually test out in the review video, because I thought these were kind of extracurricular, kind of not really part of a stock config for a review. This is more of a separate video topic. So if you have something else that you would like to see in another video on this, let me know, and I'll consider doing that for another video. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.